You sure want to do this?
Yeah, it has to be done. They can't keep getting away with this.
Okay, dramatic. Well, the stage is all yours and there's a bunch of people. But by the way, are you sure you want to diss Bloxburg of all games?
Yeah, I do.
Introducing Alien Kid.
What happened to Bloxburg? Seriously, I swear I've heard no one speak about this game in months. It hasn't even received a proper update in months either. I remember back in 2018, every couple of months we receive an update and it would be jam-packed. And yet now our updates seem to revolve around the same thing. Here's something new for build mode. Enjoy! Occasionally we receive a map update, but I'll revisit this in a second. I've played Bloxburg for 7 years at this point, and the past 2 years of Bloxburg have only been carried by whoever I play it with. Bloxburg has always been about roleplay, but it feels as if this roleplay has never been drier. The new developers enjoy adding places for us to explore, or more accurately, recreating the old. These new places are incredibly well modelled, but this brings me to my first point, the consistency. Firstly, I'd just like to point out that this video is not meant to bully the current game creators. There are so many things that you guys have done well, which I will touch on later in the video, such as the modelling and 3D animation work. It's exquisite, but I must complain. And secondly, I'd also like to say that I'm not fully inexperienced with Roblox Studio and the coding inside of it. I've made multiple games, but I have coded them myself. I did most of the modelling and I also made the graphic design for them. So what I say here isn't entirely baseless, and I hope my conclusion on how to potentially fix them offers some sort of merit. Anyway, consistency issues. For example, the new burger place is like comparing a budget laptop to a beastly desktop. They both technically do the same thing, but which would you rather? Or it's like having a plate of really amazing steak with a McDonald's burger on the side. It's your choice. And again, in the campsite we have all these sprawling details of trees and bugs crawling in the grass, yet the rest of the map is infested with the most basic tree in the game. I suppose the entire game hasn't grown as one, but has grown in separation from each other. I appreciate that asking for everything to be remastered is an absurd ask, but it's been 2.5 years, and furthermore, we have been continuously edged about a new map for a similar amount of time. The team is not huge, but dare I say it, I swear we got more interesting content when it was just Coeptus and Froggy Hops. Some buildings look more like a liminal space than a building. Quite honestly, I'd rather they just deliver all these new buildings with the new map, because they just don't really fit in at the moment. The new theatre sticks out like a sore thumb with its large bum. It's so strange to see the furniture stomp next to the theatre. A good example of how to actually remaster your map is probably Rose Citizens. Everything is well spaced out, there's a large variety of buildings including apartments, and the map itself has multiple sections. Of course, it's not realistic, but it is a better map, in my opinion. One thing I want to make clear before I get into the UI section is that, yeah, I realise that we have new UI in Bloxburg, but because how they've done this, everything I mentioned is still applicable. They haven't changed basically any of the actual game UI, they've just given the first half a facelift, and the animations are really nice. But other than that, it does not fit the style of Bloxburg, and honestly, everything takes more clicks. I'm probably going to have to make another video, honestly, because it's just introduced more weird inconsistencies. Anyway, the UI in games is what we interact with. Like the UI on your phone or your laptop, since it's what we interact with, it needs to work well and look good while it does it. I always used to think Bloxburg had some very nice UI, and I honestly don't know why they got rid of the Sims like Mood Circle, other than it being too similar to EA's Money Hog. But nowadays, there's a larger problem. The design is very inconsistent. A good example is just the simple cross to exit button. Sometimes it has a background, sometimes it has an animation that clicks in, sometimes it has an animation that clicks in, but without the tactile look that the others have that also share that animation. Some of them are slightly further away from the edge than others, and some of them are aligned well. It's strange. And again, it seems like each menu has a different animation to its sibling. I'll save the worst for last. They all share different animation speeds, with different kinds of animation. Some are smooth, some are linear, and some just appear. This is the worst one. How did this get passed? And the worst thing is that I've been planning this video for literally months. I've only just decided today that I was going to make it. None of the quirks I'm addressing seem to have been fixed. I just don't understand these choices in particular, because whenever I've made a game UI, I've just copied the code and UI that I had already made. It saves me from these consistency errors and also from, well, making it again. One of the things the new devs do really well is additions to build mode. Their modelling skills are incredibly good. This is because their models are made in what looks like Blender, but the older models seem to have just been made out of bricks. But the consistency, again, is the issue at hand. For example, it seems like Mini might have just had a problem with their car. If you look close enough, you can see the wheels are not aligned, and I'm not buying the new overpriced cars to see if they have the same issue. But they easily could if this bug, which has been here ever since I got the car, which I think was about a year ago, they still haven't been noticed. I also still get stuck in cars after all this time. The only way to get out is to drive the car like this and respawn it like that. Of course, sometimes you can get out through the windscreen, but that's not possible here. One thing you may notice if you load an old plot is a bunch of updated plants. Oh great, they look nice, but the colours are incredibly wrong. You see, they've changed which colour slot leads to each mesh. This results in a green plant with a red plot becoming a red plant with a green plot. And again, if you try to copy a colour scheme from one plant to another, sometimes this consistency results in the plant being the opposite colour to the other. Oh, and this particular carpet isn't aligned with your mouse cursor. This issue has plagued my brain for over a year. How has this not been fixed? And finally, price. Every new object requires such a damn high cost. This is a game. We do not need this level of life simulation. I'm going to scroll down on this list and you'll see the new decor items have all dripped down to the high cost section. Yeah, $600, it's not so bad, right? It's kind of fair this is a small update with some items for cities, but this trend continues in, say, the sofa section. A literal sofa covered in white whatever costs more than one that actually functions. Frankly, jobs pay more now, but that's only in comparison to the old job system, which would only pay you for how high your efficiency was. It was based off your mood, which incentivizes you to buy their mood boost. I mean, God, it was like working for Activision. I mean, who in God's name actually decided basketballs should be the price of a phone, and hula hoops are going to cost your power bill? I mean, sure, it's cheap to me because I'm a high level, but not everyone is, and even then it still takes me a good chunk of an hour to get to 100k, which is then depleted within 20 minutes because I want a basketball arena with hula hoops for chairs. And one small thing, why is a projector a glorified remote that costs me $1,400? It doesn't even look good. Who sticks their projector straight to the ceiling? We already had a projector with a ceiling mount.